So Noah, I guess also Josiah. I made a bet with you guys earlier this year. Have you guys even done it yet? Have you guys watched Vinland Saga?
You know full well that I started to watch it.
And then you stopped.
Yeah, I got 4 episodes in, and I haven't watched it since July, if I'm being honest.
I haven't started it. And we made the bet back in like April.
Is your guys' word not bond?
I mean,
I don't get that reference.
when there's no time parameters, you just gotta watch it. Eventually.
I got no enemies though, and you don't either. So
Sad.
we get released from our bond.
Fine.
Yeah.
But
I watched the first 4 episodes and they were pretty good, and then I just fell off, man.
They are really good.
It was pretty good, and I was like, man, I'm into this. And then life got in the way.
And then you remembered that you're a movie guy.
And then I was like, I gotta watch movies. I gotta play video games.
But there's so much good entertainment in TV. Don't you guys think that you're just missing out on good entertainment?
We'll circle back around to the time commitment aspect.
And we'll circle around to the idea of there being good stuff to watch. I think people will find that this episode kind of shows that there is a lot of stuff out there to watch. Is it all good?
No.
We'll talk about it.
Welcome back to the Good Chill Hunting Podcast. How do you like them apples? Today, we're going to be talking about some bad movies.
Really bad movies.
Let's hear about some of them. Josiah, you want to start us off?
Yeah, so because Riley's been especially busy this week watching some movies, but we've watched a lot, and we want to be able to dive deeply into a few of them after this initial segment. So we're just going to speed run what we've been watching. So the first movie all 3 of us watched together was last year's Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
This was not a bad. This was a good.
This was a good movie. We all give it 4 stars.
Let the record show.
Very fun. Very just like a comfort movie.
Yes, 100%
genre.
Fantasy,
Funny, some romance, but some like personal development and redemption. And
yeah, just good characters. You pointed out afterwards the same team that directed Game Night.
Yeah,
and I feel like a lot of that humor kind of.
I think they also wrote Spider-Man: Homecoming, so it's like
really
okay. I didn't know that.
The main guy in Freaks and Geeks is the guy who directed it.
I think I did see that. So
yeah, it was fun. My wife, who doesn't care so much for fantasy or Dungeons and Dragons at all, she had a fun time with it.
Well, with that being said, we've never been Dungeons and Dragons players, but we enjoyed it, so that's like not a barrier.
I think this like flew under the radar last year. Like we heard good things from people like in the film sphere, but I feel like not many people have seen this movie. So you hadn't seen it, go watch it.
It's on Amazon Prime.
It's a good gem.
It was really fun.
Yep. So we watched that together. Then I watched Inside Out 2. I gave it 4 stars. Could have given it 4.5. I enjoyed it more than Noah. I disagree with some of his takes last week that the second act dragged, or that some of the new emotions besides anxiety were unnecessary. I think they were interesting visually and characteristically.
Yes. Okay, I agree. Do you feel like they contributed to the plot?
Yeah. I mean, I maybe not in like a super distinct way, but just in the way of encapsulating some of the things that come along with being a teenager and discovering yourself. And I feel like I liked it. Noah is a hater.
No, I gotta watch
it. 3.5 stars.
And
now I gotta watch it for next week and see what
I appreciated it because
you're gonna give it 5 stars. Like
as a counselor in training, I feel like I enjoyed some of the takes they had on just core beliefs and identity, self-concept stuff that is not. You don't need to be a counselor to understand it, but maybe you can appreciate it if you're a counselor.
Core beliefs are.
So
yeah,
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good sequel. And then I watched the 2024 release Boy Kills World. Looks really interesting. It looks like very Scott Pilgrim versus the World sort of like comic book action.
Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, and it was pretty disappointing. The trailer was more exciting than the movie itself. Like it was a lot of cool ideas, but then once you get into it, you're like,
cardinal sin of Hollywood.
Yeah, it's like you start watching, and you're just like, wow, this does not rise to the level of its potential.
Do we say all style, no substance?
That's what I would say. I would say Bill Skarsgård is good, even though he doesn't speak. That's part of his character, but he was good. I mean, there's enjoyable stuff in the movie, but overall, it's a pretty forgettable experience. So there you go.
Let's
That's what I've been
hear.
watching. And I watched. The three of us watched Megalopolis, the 2024 Francis Ford Coppola's magnum opus. We're going to finish up this bit, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more.
My turn?
Yeah.
I watched so we watched Dungeons and Dragons. Then I watched Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. I gave it 2.5 stars. Not very good. It's very a lot of the dialogue is very cringy. Characters are cringy. The robots, Autobots, racist twins robots.
We heard a little bit about them last week.
Yeah. I started it, but now I finished it and I'm just the first one's really good. Michael Bay, he's a director. Like you could tell like this is a Michael Bay movie, but honestly the dialogue and just the story, it just feels like another Allspark. Like there's an item they have to get and I'm just like, what is happening here?
Do you feel like you're going to stick it out for the rest of the series?
I will. My plan is hopefully to finish the series by the end of 2024. But yeah, 2.5 stars, not that good. Probably the weakest Transformers. We'll see once I watch the Mark Wahlberg ones. Then I watched a childhood classic of mine, Zathura, a space adventure. I used to
I remember liking that as
It's
a kid.
a store brand or a knockoff brand, Jumanji.
Yeah, it's actually it's a book. It was Jumanji is a book series, and the sequel was Zathura. So
Like they're in the same universe?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
interesting.
Not in the movie, but what I read online in the book, the kid he sees Jumanji on like the shelf in the basement, and then he picks Zathura instead of Jumanji.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So, but they don't have that in the movie. Jon Favreau directed this.
Yeah,
but
I did not know that.
my biggest thing is like you're supposed to care about the brother relationship, but it gets old so quick. They just hate each other, and then by the end, they like I don't think there's much development. I just don't care like all the yelling. I mean, I had a brother over.
I was going to say, did you see yourself in the movie as the younger brother?
A little bit.
There's some transference going on.
Kristen
Come on,
Stewart's in
stand
it.
up for yourself.
Yeah, you're not dumb. You do win games. You do beat your brother. You got this. But it gets old really quick. I like the twist at the end, but besides that, it just feels like a knockoff Jumanji, like you said. Then I watched some bad movies that we'll talk about later. Then I watched Joker: Folly of Dew, the new Joker movie released. I did not like this movie. A lot of people are hating this movie online for the direction it went. I don't think I hate the direction it went. I just hate the execution of this movie. I think there's some good shots. The score is really good. I think the person who did the first one did the second one really well. But the musical aspect, I think, is the worst part of this movie, and it makes the movie drag. It like once I was getting engaged in some scenes, and then the musical hits, a song hits, and it just takes me out, and I'm bored. Like it doesn't engage me. So like by the end of the movie, this movie takes a direction which most people hate the direction it takes. I don't think I hated it, but I just don't care because I was so unengaged by this movie by the end of the movie.
What's worse than not hating something, what's worse than hating it is being so disengaged that you don't have an opinion.
Yeah.
And they just didn't. If like there's a couple songs I think work well, especially like no spoilers, but a Courtroom song, I think that worked really well. If that was like the only song in the movie, I would like this movie a lot better. But I think there's so many songs that are like, we got Lady Gaga, we got sing songs, and I was so
Lady Gaga, Joaquin Phoenix, Oscar nods at all? You think?
I don't.
Brendan Gleeson's in it, right?
Yeah, he does a good job. I don't think Lady Gaga, maybe Joaquin Phoenix gets another nomination, but I don't think he'll win.
Yeah.
I wasn't like so looking forward to this movie, but
Does it feel like a cash grab?
no, because if it was a cash grab, I think they would have done like more fan servicey stuff.
This is more like experimental.
Yeah, like they took a risk, and a lot of people did not like the risk they took.
Do you feel like the musical aspects are going to be the best part of the movie to certain watchers?
If they are, I don't understand them.
Okay.
They have their
wrong.
opinion is bad.
Because like the movie, I started to like the movie, and then a song happens, and there's like 20. There's a lot of songs in this movie, and
How
like
long
most
is the
of
movie?
it, like 2 hours and 18 minutes. And I don't usually do this, but I was checking my phone, like how much longer we got. So
I was doing that for another movie that we're going to talk about.
and I watched a lot of bad movies, like me and Noah last week we watched Master of Disguise, which we'll talk about. So I was like, I gotta watch a good movie. So last night I watched Knives Out, which is a 5 out of 5 for me. Love the movie. I love Ana de Armas, Marta, and I love Benoit Blanc in the cast.
But there's a hole at the center. A donut.
I love murder mysteries, and Knives Out is one of the best there is. And I really appreciate Ryan's take, kind of twist on murder mystery. And Benoit Blanc and Marta, great characters.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
Good movie.
You missed a movie.
Did I?
Speed run.
Oh, I watched movie 43.
Well, because Riley just is a glutton for punishment.
masochist.
Nobody asked him to. Riley just decided, if this is the week I'm having, I'm gonna lean in.
This is probably the worst movie, maybe the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. It is a piece of dog crap.
Because the potential was so high with every actor involved.
I don't even know that, because it just feels like it's like 10 SNL skits that are just extremely unfunny.
I've heard some of the synopsis of the skits, and
Yeah.
it's just like
Extremely unfunny.
that would be funny to a high schooler.
Maybe.
Extremely like unfunny, extremely like dirty. Just like, what are we doing here? I don't understand how. I read some of it. Is like Hugh Jackman did this movie because he's like a friend with the producer. He did it as a favor, so Kate Winslet signed on, and then every other actor was like, "Oh, Hugh Jackman and Kate Winslet's in this movie.
Wow.
We're gonna sign on too." Richard Gere did not want to be in this movie, and they had to film it at his house, like his skit to actually get the skit done. Like they made this movie. I forget. It was like something maybe in the 40 millions, but I just don't understand how this movie. And it's weird too. It's a weird movie. Like.
We believe you.
Like a lot of movies I've seen this week, I'm like, Hollywood is weird. Like there's a skit, which I'll just briefly, it's about a mom and a dad are homeschooling their kid, and they're talking with another parent, and they're like, oh, he's not getting like the school life that because he's homeschooled. And they're like, don't worry, we're doing that. So the mom's like, oh, why don't you get your first kiss will be with me? And then the dad like, he kind of hits on his son. I'm like, this is crazy. This is Hollywood. You're weird.
That sounds really weird.
Yeah, that would just
And the son is played by Jeremy Allen White, the guy
That's funny.
who's now in the Bear. So I'm just like, if you ask him like, what's your thoughts on movie 43, and now you're in the Bear, like the best TV show ever.
Turn off the cameras.
Yeah.
We're not, cut the show. I'm done.
Hugh Jackman skit. He has testicles on his.
I remember
neck.
seeing that.
It's just like. It's so unfunny. I've only laughed like twice throughout the 90 minutes.
You'll get a chance to talk about it more in a little bit.
It was really painful.
Nice.
Believe you. Well, all the movies I watched Dungeons and Dragons, watched Megalopolis, and then Master of Disguise. So we're gonna dive into those here in just a second.
Yeah. So I won trivia last week.
Yep.
And it was very mountaintop experience for me. And as punishment, I got to pick a movie for you guys to watch. And I thought it would be funny to have you watch The Master of Disguise, 2002. Dana Carvey, comedic genius.
Produced by Adam Sandler.
Yep. And I remember Noah and I we rewatched this movie back in high school. And I think even back then I was just like,
I think we did laugh a couple times.
So what was the experience, going into this movie before, during, and after?
Well, before we had kind of, I feel like we saw trivia that it's a 65 minute long movie with 15 minutes of credits, so it could reach the feature length runtime, and so that's just kind of funny going in.
Which I think.
Going in
after all the movies we watched, that is a plus of this movie, how short it is.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
But the intro credits are like 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's like some early 2000s thing. And
was it originally an SNL skit?
I don't think so.
Character?
I think Dana Carvey's like, dude, we're gonna make it big.
Well, I read that Dana Carvey like wanted to make something for his kids, so he made this movie.
Interesting.
And his kids are like,
Dad, what have you done? Stop. Yeah, there's I think Pistachio Disguisey. He might top the list of like the worst character to be stuck in a road trip kind of way. I was thinking that the whole time. He has this bizarre Italian accent, even though he lives in the States, and he does not stop talking.
yes,
The whole movie.
and he's also weird.
And he's very weird.
This movie's another example of weird. There's like, he likes a girl, and she's like, he doesn't have a tush like mom. I'm like, what? Why is this doing? That's why I'm like, Sigmund Freud would have loved this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
for
just-
real. Got the Oedipus complex.
There's, just really weird butt prosthetics.
Yes.
Nice.
From the mom from Wizard of Waverly Place.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah.
And it's just oppressions that most of the oppressions.
There's the one racist scene that would.
Yeah.
He basically impersonates like a snake charmer, and the grandpa is like, "You must like feel it, like get into character," and he like slowly like gets into character, and he just gets this really racist accent. He's got it's not blackface, but it's
Brown face.
yeah, and
Dang.
it's like that would not fly today.
Doesn't he do George Bush?
He does at the very
He
end.
does the guy from Jaws.
Does the turtle?
The turtle. That scene was so annoying. Like he's unnecessarily annoying, which I guess is like his character. Like he's a bad master of disguise. But like when he's at the turtle club, he's just like turtle, and it's like
just keep being a turtle.
why?
What's the punchline?
But in the credits, they like show more scenes of him as Turtle. I'm like,
The credits that go on for so long
Yeah.
because they're stretching the runtime, and then the love interest who's introduced like halfway through as his assistant.
there's nothing there.
She's funny because she literally feels like she was an actress picked up off the streets. Because the whole time she's like, what's going on here? Her performance, personally, I thought was like believable. Like it was genuine. It just felt like she was trying her best in this movie that made no sense.
But they get married at the end. And it's like, why would she get married to
Well, that
Pistachio
was going to be my
Disguisio?
next point.
He's got old money.
Is that he walks her back to her apartment, and then he's just like babbling, and he starts talking about her butt again, and she's like, did you just say something about my butt? He's like, oh, me, blah, blah, blah. And then she leans in and kisses him, and I was sitting there, I was like, it's probably the most unnatural, uncomfortable kiss I've seen on
Really?
on the one of them, certainly.
Over Rose and Finn in The Last Jedi?
Yeah. Definitely. It was just like, I don't know. But the characters are funny because they're just like real turn of the century, like beginning of the 2000s. Like the I can't remember her name, the assistant's former boyfriend.
Yeah.
He's just like, he plays like I'm the perfect boyfriend. And then as soon as she walks away, he like picks up Pistachio and is like, hey, buddy,
Yeah.
don't mess with my girl. And then a kid just randomly
It's her son.
Oh yeah, her son skateboards in and trips on his skateboard, and the boyfriend's like, like pointing and laughing.
It's stereotypical.
Just like really mean. Dylan and Cole Sprouse are in this
Yeah.
Nice.
for 2
Also,
seconds.
Josh Brolin's dad is in this. He plays Pistachio's dad.
Wow.
Pistachio Senior.
Yeah.
Oh man, and I told you the bit that like, so they kidnap Pistachio's parents.
Yeah.
His dad is used. He's a master of disguise that is stealing artifacts from around the world, which is honestly kind of funny. Because
When he's like a track star and he steals or something.
he steals the Constitution.
Yeah, he just runs away.
Yeah, kind of funny actually. But then his mom, they just mind control her to think she's on some sort of cooking show, and they're like, the mind control is in the caramel corn.
Yeah.
As long as she eats it, she thinks she's on a reality show. And then at the end, she just, for whatever, and she like dumps the bowl. She's like,
Yeah.
not this time.
I just thought there was a funny line where it's like in the beginning, like Pistachio's like a waiter at their family restaurant, and he like falls over and the family gets like covered in spaghetti, and they're leaving. They're just like in like a prop spaghetti outfit. They're like, we should have went to Burger King. just thought that was funny.
That's like your dad. Doesn't your
Yeah.
dad love a good Whopper?
He loves the Burger King breakfast.
Burger
Like,
King breakfast.
He's like, it's before 10:30. We gotta get to Burger King.
We gotta get there before it closes.
So
So
Oh, and then the main villain, he's just like, I love being evil.
and then he farts, and that happens like 3 times.
No, it happens like 5 times.
it's the joke is that he farts.
Yeah, and it's not really elaborated on.
It's like
he
the
just,
third laugh. He always
just, like,
farts.
yeah, he always does this like long evil laugh. He farts, and then it's just like
Awkward
a moment
silence.
of silence,
And like
then
the
it just-
people are there like looking around.
So
just weird.
yeah, it's just like
Bad
farts are
movie.
funny, so we gotta have him fart.
So Master of Disguise is a bad movie,
Mm-hmm.
but you've already shared some stuff that make it sound somewhat redeemable, or like there's moments that
It's-
shine through.
So bad it's good
We
in a sense.
And also because it's so short.
so short.
so short that it's redeemable.
Yeah.
This week, in a moment of committing to the film bro ethos, the three of us saw Megalopolis.
Well,
by Francis Ford Coppola.
You suggested it.
Riley and I,
Riley suggested it because, like, on Letterboxd, we'd seen it got like a range of ratings.
Yes.
A lot of negative, primarily negative, but some people were giving it like 5-star reviews, and we're like,
Maybe you
we gotta see what this is all about. And
Mm-hmm.
it turns out, I'm sure most of those 5-star reviews were memes. Meme
Or
reviews.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah, he gave
Bot
it a-
accounts.
Yeah.
So Riley and I went to see it
On
and
Wednesday.
together, and then Noah saw it the next day.
Yeah, I had to see it by myself.
And,
which was seeing it by myself. It was a vibe. It was me and one
Which
other
is
guy.
amazing.
I got a hot dog.
Which there's a tweet that went viral. Like, if you're like over 20 and you're seeing Wild Robot by yourself, you should reevaluate your life. And everyone's like, no, that sounds amazing. Like,
Yeah.
go to the theater by yourself.
It was actually a lot of fun.
Which is good because the movie itself was probably not a lot of fun for you by yourself. It wasn't fun for Riley and I. We were sharing a bucket of popcorn.
I was checking my phone.
2 hours and 18 minutes. And
It was rough.
it's this whole allegory for the fall of Rome, trans-genre, multi-genre, experimental, whatever. And it's just really bad.
With a lot of actors that you know.
A lot of good actors.
But
I
I feel
wa-
like they're all in their own movie sometimes.
I wonder if everyone was on board because they're like, oh, Francis Ford Coppola.
Probably.
Like, yes, of course, let's sign me on. I don't even care that like what the script is. Like, I want to work with him.
If you guys don't know, Francis Ford Coppola made The Godfather,
And
Apocalypse
Apocalypse Now.
which is like two of the most renowned movies of all time.
Yeah.
And now he spent, this is like his 30 years in the making. He's making Megalopolis. And he's like, okay, I'm going to fund it on my own bill, $120 million budget. And guess what? It's not.
It doesn't make like the story is not cohesive.
It's not trying to be well, I think it's supposed to follow this like kind of general thread, but like there are subplots and tangents and
I feel like sometimes if you take like quick snippets of this movie and showed someone, they would think it's like an SNL digital short or like a
the
Key and Peele sketch.
animation. It's like CGI does not look good.
yeah, like you said, the performances, it feels very inconsistent what the audience or what he wants you to think of certain characters, because sometimes they're super serious and sometimes they're just incredibly goofy out of nowhere,
Yeah.
or they're supposed to be super commanding respect but they say stupid stuff that's supposed to be funny.
We got to go to the club. You go to the club.
And I don't know.
I don't think. Yeah, I think the performances across the board were, generally speaking, good with what they had.
With the script that was given.
yeah, it's not like
You
I
think,
don't think
John Voight shooting a bow and arrow was good?
I said with what they had. Okay, I think Adam Driver, like, I liked him.
I mean,
I like his performance,
but
but
I do not care about his character at
Yeah.
all.
okay, I agree. I don't know what Megalum is,
It's a building material that he used.
but it's. Can we delve into spoiler territory, please?
No. You want to?
I want to talk about.
I want to
some
talk
of these
about.
absurdities.
I just want to talk about an absurd thing.
I just want to say, if Megalum is a building material, then why did when the 12-year-old came up and shot him in the face, his life was saved by the Megalum?
Because they could use anything.
Because they used it to build back his face.
I mean, I'm not looking for a concrete answer. 'cause I
the
don't think there is
material
one.
could be anything you want it to be. It could be an escalator to transport people.
mobile sidewalk.
Walkway, yeah.
That was one of my favorite things. Is during that scene, I felt like Adam Driver was playing the same guy that he played in Marriage Story, because in the beginning of that movie, he's like, in the beginning of Marriage Story, he's walking out of the theater with his son, and he's just like talking to him because he's a kid. He's like, hey, did you cry at all during that? Because I cried a little bit. And it's just kind of like a dad talking to his son. And then in Megalopolis, the kid goes up to Caesar in his car and asks him to sign something. He's like, oh, how old are you? 12? I used to be 12. Can you believe it? Like, just like, I don't.
But then
it was just really funny.
It was.
Because that seems weird for his character compared to previous scenes.
Yeah, right. I don't know. And then Natalie Emmanuel's British accent shined through about 10% of the time she spoke. Just, I don't know. That felt incredibly sloppy. Like, you can say like, oh, this was an artistic, experimental. You're not gonna get it because Francis Ford Coppola's like we're on this wavelength, and it's like, that can be true, and the CGI can look really bad, and the voice, the dialogue can just be really poorly delivered.
Yes,
and this movie fails on multiple fronts.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's crazy that there's a parade and there's a guy playing like a trombone or something, and tuba. They just pick him out, and then later he's just a Nazi. Like,
that's who that was?
Yeah.
Wait, who was where was?
Oh, that became Shia LaBeouf's friend?
Yeah, that's like his side guy.
Oh, I didn't even.
I'm like, what? How?
Well, then there's like the satellite.
I didn't catch that at all.
There's a satellite that just falls and destroys the city.
Yeah.
Doesn't impact anything.
No, well, that's where they build the site of the new site of Megalopolis. But it just happens.
But the tuba, what was it?
Yeah.
That guy was the Nazi, and like at the end of the movie was Shia LaBeouf. I thought that was a funny scene when Shia LaBeouf like throws his hat down. He's like, "Pick up my hat," and then he's like,
"I thought that was so stupid."
It's like,
and then
I'm like stupidly funny.
And then with the press conference where Adam Driver's character is answering questions in our theater, I don't know if it was a fluke. I can't imagine it was. It just cropped out.
Oh yeah,
No, that was in like every.
Okay, I mean, I didn't imagine it, but like, why?
I don't know.
Because and then. Jason Schwartzman and Dustin Hoffman are in this.
Dustin Hoffman gets crushed by a pillar.
See, I had to get up to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
and I think I did during that.
It's like 2 seconds. It's like now that Dustin Hoffman's character is dead. Flashback, 2 seconds.
I don't even remember that.
I had to get up to peek, and I came back and he was no longer in the movie, so it must have happened during that time
because it was like a time jump forward.
Interesting.
Jason Schwartzman character is in this for even less reason.
We can keep talking about this.
It's a crazy movie. I don't know how people like this movie.
But you guys saw it the day before me. And you played a little joke. on Letterboxd, Riley gave it a 4-star review and Josiah gave it a 3.5. And so I'm planning to go to see the movie the next day. I'm like, okay, let's see.
At what point did you realize that we were playing you?
When I rechecked and you guys changed your scores.
Yeah.
When I was sitting there during the movie, and I was just like, I cannot wait for this podcast so I can hear them defend this because I do not understand this movie at all. I was in my head. I was like, this is a 1-star movie, and I was just very confused. And then I checked the Letterboxd later, and they both changed their scores.
I told Riley that our goal wasn't to make you believe that we thought it was good. It was just to get you into the theater to the point where you're like, wait, no. And realize that we doomed you to the rest of the movie.
I was committed to seeing it regardless, but I fell for it. I was like, what did they see? Are they operating on a level that I just can't understand? Like,
yeah.
If you see this movie and you like it, please explain why you like it in the comments. I want to know because the movie is wild.
So we've watched, a few of us. We watched Megalopolis, Master of Disguise. Riley's watched a handful of other bad movies.
Movie 43.
And it just feels appropriate to continue that conversation a little bit.
Let's do it.
With a game that I call I Want to Play a Game. In the spirit of Halloween as well. Channeling my inner Jigsaw. So what I have here is a little game of Would You Rather.
Okay.
And I have situations for each of you individually. What I'm going to present you with is a movie.
Yeah.
Would you rather watch this movie and you're raw dog in the movie. No snacks, no phone, no falling asleep. The lights are on, and you're in it for the movie. You're to watch the movie, or you have another situation that I present.
Okay.
And you gotta tell me. So we'll start with Noah.
All right.
Would you rather watch 2018's Holmes and Watson, or eat a whole can of mushrooms with nothing to wash it down and no palate cleanser for an hour?
Yeah, I'm watching Holmes and Watson. That movie. Oh man, back in 2018, still at that point we thought that Will Ferrell could do no wrong, and especially Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly together.
Step Brothers was such a success.
And Sherlock Holmes, like I already love that character, and so we were amped to see this movie. And then I remember like right before walking into the theater, we're like, it's not really getting that good of reviews. And we watched it, and it was so unfunny. Like I don't remember anything.
All I remember is
I remember at the very end there was one joke that was funny
with like Billy Zane.
Yeah, they're just like standing on the docks. There's like, is that Billy Zane?
It was just a really poorly written movie. And then I was telling Riley there was like some crazy shoehorned in joke about the electoral college because Trump Trump getting elected. And it's like, say what you will, it's just like, why is that joke in a Sherlock Holmes movie? It was just like, this is wild. It was bad. Yeah, but you would rather watch that though. It's 90 minutes. I looked up the runtime for you. 90 minutes, or just eat a whole can of mushrooms.
I could never.
I thought you would eat the mushrooms. I thought you've eaten worse.
Man, eating a can of mushrooms with nothing to wash it down, I don't think I could do it. Frankly, I've done food challenges before, like gross food challenges, and I've succeeded. But mushrooms are like, I do not like mushrooms at all.
Okay, you succeeded really well.
Thanks, buddy.
Riley,
let's do it. Hit me.
Would you rather watch movie 43 or do a complete tour of the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium by yourself?
Complete tour of the Columbus Zoo.
You've gone on record to say that you don't like going to the zoo, especially by yourself.
Yes, because if you've seen one zoo, you've seen them all.
But if you've seen movie 43 one time,
you
never want to see it again.
Never.
It's only 94 minutes. It's pretty short. It would take you more than 94 minutes to walk around the entire zoo. You would rather.
Is it really hot that day?
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
95.
The only refreshment you can get is a salted pretzel.
What's my shoes?
Vans.
Oh man, I might have to do movie 43. No, I'll do the zoo. The
zoo,
movie 43 is really,
I guess
even though it's like short, it is a tough watch. Especially if you actually like you've seen it once, you're kind of like intrigued. Like I kind of want to know what's all about, but during it, you're like, get me out of here.
All right, I hear you. Okay, Noah, would you rather watch Argyle or drive an hour away for a Facebook Marketplace deal only to find out that the item is not in described condition and the person isn't willing to budge on the price?
I would do the Facebook Marketplace deal.
I was thinking, because like there's that first hour, there's a lot of hope. You're just like, I'm getting a good deal, but you got to drive back.
I don't like driving is just not something I enjoy doing. So driving an hour would suck, especially if I'm optimistic.
And then you got to drive back.
I might be able to
salvage. That's the worst part.
I might be able to salvage the trip by like checking out something else in the area, but Argyle is almost a 2.5 hour long movie.
Yeah, 139 minutes.
It might be a longer time commitment, and I mean, all things considered, like it would not be the worst movie to rewatch because it dips into being so bad it's good, almost. But I thought that was the dumbest movie.
Especially because you just watched it a month ago. It'd be tough to rewatch it so soon after.
Yeah.
Riley, would you rather watch 2007's epic movie or chug a bottle of mustard with your only palate cleanser being Mountain Dew?
Oh man, epic movie. When I first saw epic movie, I saw it in theaters in 2007, and as a kid, I was like, "This is the
We're
best
like
movie
fifth
ever."
grade or something.
Yeah, my dad was like, why did I bring my son to this movie?
I've ruined my boy.
You
Yeah.
talk to us at school. You're like, guys, epic movie. You gotta watch.
I
it.
just watched a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, I'm so cool. But rewatching it, wow.
Or chug a bottle. You can chug a bottle of mustard in 5 minutes,
And I hate mustard.
and you can wash it down. You can't just like put it in your mouth and then chase it with Mountain Dew. You have to chug it, and then as a palate cleanser.
Oh,
to
you can't sip on the Mountain Dew.
you have to swallow the mustard, and then if
I
you
don't think
need a
Mountain Dew would
breather,
help.
you can do the Mountain Dew. Riley doesn't like mustard.
I'd rather do that. Drink the mustard. But epic movie sucks.
Epic movie is only 86 minutes.
86 minutes.
Pretty short.
But it's only chugging mustard would take me like 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So, and time.
But think
is
about how you
precious.
feel afterward.
I'd probably be sick.
Probably,
Or
maybe
do you
for
think
more
you'd
than
be
86
sick for
minutes.
longer than 86
How many
minutes?
ounces of mustard are we talking about?
A regular
a
bottle.
regular bottle.
That's a lot of mustard.
I pick epic movie, but if you said epic movie / disaster movie, I'm doing mustard.
Disaster movie. I don't know that one.
It's like, or Meet the Spartans, like it's
Any of
another
those spoof
Yeah,
movies.
vampires suck.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. Noah, would you rather watch Sausage Party or for a whole week, every time you go out, you have to wear a pinstripe fedora, and if anyone asks about it, you have to say, "I'm just trying something new."
I'm gonna watch Sausage Party. I care too much about
That's the
what people think of me. And if I'm going out on a run, I've got to.
That'd be so funny.
Some construction workers are
Soaked
just
in
like
sweat.
doing something on the road, and they're like, "Check that guy out."
But that
think I
really
look
is saying
pretty
something though, because you had to go home and take a shower after you watched Sausage Party.
I did not feel good about watching Sausage Party. I watched it when it came out in theaters because it was with some friends, and it was just like, dude, it's got Jonah Hill and it's
Seth Rogen's in an
Seth
animated movie. That
Rogen,
sounds
and
awesome.
yeah, it's just like it's gonna be a funny movie. And then we're in the theater, mind you. I saw it the theater I saw it in. A parent couple brought their child. Their child had to have been like 7 or 8 years old, and they watched Sausage Party.
It's like it's an animated movie.
Yeah, right.
My
I
kid's
think-
gonna love it.
They knew what they were doing.
I think I really like this fedora though.
Guys, you're like, no, the week's. It's been over a week.
Am I pulling this off?
I mean, kind of worse though, doesn't it?
Gives me confidence.
No, Sausage Party. I would not feel good about watching it, but I think I would choose that over tarnishing my self-image.
I don't know. I'm surprised. I really thought you would do anything to avoid revisiting that one.
I don't know.
Right.
Pride is we all
It's a
care
damn
about
cool thing.
Riley, would you rather watch Alone in the Dark or go to a Halloween party where you know there will be a lot of attractive single Christian women and you have to dress as Captain Underpants? Which is just a pair of tighty whities and a cape.
What's
And a ball cap.
that might work to your advantage. What's Alone in the Dark?
Alone in the Dark is a movie I watched this year.
It's based off a video game.
Yes,
a video
and
game.
it has like Christian Slater in it, Tara Reid, the director.
Uwe Boll? was
Yeah,
Oh, him.
it? Notoriously
because
bad.
I asked you guys what movie I should watch tonight. I think you said watch a movie by him.
No,
Noah did.
You said Edgar Wright or something.
No, he said Kevin Smith.
Kevin
yeah,
Smith
and then I was just like, you bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
And,
And I
you
watched
followed
both.
through.
And that movie was
Would you-
really
So
bad.
would you rather watch that, or would you rather go to
Do I know these people? This Halloween party? Like, am I just
Yeah,
like
you know people there,
Okay.
but you also know yourself. You know that you are a self-conscious wreck
If
I
they're
am.
when there are
if this
attractive
is a Christian
girls around.
party and Riley's showing up in his tighty whities.
Well, okay, it's not. There are attractive single Christian women there, but it is not an outright Christian party.
do
You can play it
Dude,
off.
does
You can
it
say
have like
anything.
a skin suit?
No.
do people think like, oh, this is a kind of a funny outfit, or people are like,
Yeah, they can. I mean, people get to think what they want. You're wearing a pair of tighty whities at a party.
In a red blanket as a cape. In a bald cap.
You could work it to your advantage, but I don't think you would.
I don't
I think you
that
would
go very
I think
well.
you would hang out in the bathroom a lot at that point.
I would say in theory, I would be like, I'm gonna go as to the Halloween party, but I feel like once you get to that moment, I'm like, hit that play on that little in the dark. You know?
You bring a little portable DVD player with
You're
you.
already dressed up as Captain Underpants. You're like, can't do it.
So you'd rather watch Alone in the Dark.
I feel like
It's,
if I'm being realistic here,
94 minutes.
if I'm being realistic here, that's probably the choice I'm gonna be. I'd be like,
think so.
I'm gonna go to that party. Okay, I could do this, and then like, oh, it's almost that time for that movie, the party.
Alone in the Dark sounding pretty good right about now.
Okay. Noah, would you rather watch Eat, Pray, Love or update your Instagram bio to say, I'm a nurse. What's your superpower? Flexing arm emoji, stethoscope emoji, winking, sticking tongue out emoji, and you can't delete it for 30 days.
I would do the Instagram because I'm not super active on Instagram. Like I don't
Yeah.
have a ton of people there that follow me. So I don't think that many people are clicking on my page. And Eat, Pray, Love was such a...
It was
Liz
2
Gilbert,
hours and 13 minutes.
That's a long movie.
Really? Wow.
Liz Gilbert, I know she's a real person, so I don't want to slander her too much, but her...
She's a real person.
Yeah.
Really? I don't think I do.
Yeah, right? It's not a fictional...
Oh.
Yeah, it's based on her... It's like her memoir or whatever.
Wow.
But her character, I just did not agree with any of the decisions she made. She was so self-righteous and entitled.
It was a very spiritual, not religious movie.
Yeah, doing what felt good. She had to go learn about herself, so she left her marriage. I thought she was such a narcissistic character, and I did not like her. And that movie was 2 hours and 13 minutes. I would do the Instagram.
What if during the course of that month, this podcast blew up and people started migrating to your Instagram?
Then they would have heard this on the podcast, and they would have known my rationale. Bam.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Riley. Would you rather watch The Last Airbender, M. Night Shyamalan's, or
That one hurts my soul.
or at the end of the workday one day, you're getting ready to leave to go play pickleball with some friends, but then something comes up at work, so you have to stay for a few more hours, and your friends play pickleball without you.
You guys get food afterwards?
Probably sheets. Or you get to be part of it, and you have to watch The Last Airbender.
I gotta watch The Last Airbender. I
Riley's
can't-
FOMO is the
It's too
only
high.
constant
Off
in his
the
life.
charts.
Yeah. If it's like every question you've asked so far, if it was against FOMO, I probably would watch that
I was
movie.
trying to find a way. It's like, I got to get FOMO because Riley, man, you can't say no.
But The Last Airbender was like at it. So we all love Avatar: Last Airbender at this table, and like I was so excited for that movie. I think that's like the first movie where you realize like, hey, not all movies are good.
You were every movie's 5 out of 5, and then you walked out of it, and you're like, do we live in a fallen world?
Thank you, Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember driving home from like school or church or something, and our dad, who didn't really go to the movies much, but he was just like, he was trying to reach out to us and have like an afternoon. He was like, "Hey, you guys want to go see the new The Last Airbender movie? You guys like that show, right?" And I remember like we had heard about it at that point, and we were like, "No, not really." I'm sure Dad was like, "Oh,
My ungrateful children.
okay then."
That's yeah.
Especially if like you love the property, like that movie is
Yeah,
just
it makes it
worse.
even worse. Yeah. All right. Last one for Noah. Would you rather watch 2014 Nicolas Cage's Left Behind or stay up till 3 a.m? No other caveats. It's just you got to stay up till 3 a.m.
I'll stay up till 3 a.m.
Really?
When I worked night shift for a year, and to get ready for that, I would stay up till 3 a.m. the night before. every single time, and I just play video games.
I was going to say, you can play video games.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And when you go to bed, the temperature is really cold.
Okay, I've got plenty of blankets here at the house. That's not an issue.
But Left Behind was not so unbearable of a movie.
I mean, staying up till 3 a.m. just playing video games doesn't sound too bad. I don't stay up late these days, but Left Behind, man, yeah. When did I watch that? 2019, 2020? It was. I mean, I'm pretty sure it has like a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, no redeemable qualities about it. I remember Jordan Sparks is in that movie, and Marty from Pirates of the Caribbean. It was not good. And a guy from church growing up really encouraged us to read the Left Behind series because it was going to paint an accurate depiction of the tribulation.
Study this. This
is going to come in handy. Basic instructions before leaving.
Yeah. Riley, would you rather watch 2007's The Heartbreak Kid or have an honest conversation with your dad about how you have an e-girlfriend who lives in Japan named Suki, and when he asks to see a picture, you show him an anime girl? You dead serious.
Dad, meet Suki.
It's real. It's real love.
I love her laugh.
I would just love to see how that would play out, to be honest. And the Heartbreak Kid, dude, Ben Stiller, that character in Heartbreak Kid, he's like one of the worst people in movies.
I just don't know anything about the movie. I just know that you have watched it and said it's bad.
It's really bad.
I'm a big Ben Stiller fan too.
Yeah,
his character sucks. I would choose that, but if you switch my dad with my brother,
oh, I didn't even think of that.
I would pick the Heartbreak Kid.
Oh, that would have been so. I wish I did that.
Should have done it.
You would have been like, "What?"
Yeah.
You're like, "It's real love."
Come here, let me show you how hard I punch.
She loves my smile.
Yeah. She loves me for me. That's funny. All right, I do have a bonus one though.
Okay.
This is for both of you.
Okay.
All right.
Together. Would you both rather watch 2019's The Dead Don't Die or together spend the night in a room together where it's just the two of you, 2 beds, and one very sensitive thermostat?
I'd pick the second one.
I would do the second one.
You guys would rather spend the night bickering over the thermostat than watch The Dead Don't Die.
Because it would be like going back to college days. Kind of reliving those moments.
There's a lot of good memories from college, but us arguing over the thermostat was not one of them.
But that's not worse than sitting through 103 minutes of
I remember
The Dead Don't
thinking
Die.
The Dead Don't Die was the least funniest movie I've ever seen. A movie that I think marketed itself as a comedy.
Also starring Adam Driver.
Also starring Adam Driver. Also with a pretty star-studded cast.
Yeah, I had a lot of people in there.
Tilda Swinton, Bill Murray.
I couldn't tell you what that movie was about besides the dead coming back alive. But they don't die.
They don't die. You gotta kill the head. I think that's a quote. Yeah, that movie was unfunny to a fault.
Very boring.
But if I could spend one night in a room with a sensitive thermostat with my former college roommate, well, that wouldn't be so bad.
Yep.
I think it would be. I think you can. I think you don't like The Dead Don't Die, but
it depends. Do I have
are romanticizing a very rocky thing from your past?
What's the situation? Do we both have? Do I have like one thin blanket and Riley has a bunch of thick blankets?
Yeah.
And just before we got into that room, we watched the movie, and I had to like pee like throughout.
So I'm already irritated.
Yeah, you're already irritated at me.
It sounds less appetizing.
You guys are just creating your own hell right now.
Right before that, we watched Moon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I had to pee like 5 times.
No.
That was good. I like that.
Yeah. So.
Those are some bad movies.
Yeah. I've watched a few bad movies.
Okay,
on my
can you
own.
speed round of what some of your least or your lowest rated movies?
I remember giving a half star to Chasing Amy from director Kevin Smith. I watched that a few years ago, and I just really hated everything that movie stood for. I didn't think it was funny. I thought the acting was bad. And then I gave a half star to M. Night Shyamalan's The Village. Some people are like, that's like a 5-star movie.
Yep.
That's our favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. And I'm like, Noah's talking about Eat, Pray, Love being like self-righteous. I think The Village, that that was M. Night Shyamalan being like, by Jove, I've done it. And then I'm just
the
watching,
people
like,
will love me.
yeah, I'm just like, he just thinks that he really did something. And man, I just,
That's 2 M. Night Shyamalans.
yeah. And I really, those are the only 2 off the top of my head.
Okay. So I didn't come up with this. Shout out to Tyler Whitmore from the Reeltok Podcast. He also has his own YouTube channel. He does this thing called Real Reveal. I'm calling it Movie Reveal. It's a game, trivia game. There is a movie, and you all will be seeing this on the screen. But it's Noah versus Josiah. They have 150 points, and there are there's 16 squares, and there's minus, and they're trying to guess the movie, and each guess is worth 5 points, and they're trying to have the most points by the end of the two rounds.
Okay.
So as you see on the screen, there's different categories that will reveal answers, and they're trying to narrow it down to get to that movie. You got directors, actors, cinematographers. The last they watched on Letterboxd, a quote, duration that's minus 5 points, stuff like that. Josiah, you want to go first or Noah?
I want to go first.
Okay.
I'm really good typically with dates that I watch movies. So I want to go your last date watched.
I was leaning towards that as well.
Let's see if I can secure anything from this.
May 17th, 2023.
May 17th, 2023.
They're like unlimited amount of guesses.
Well, it's minus 5 points for each guess.
Oh, I see.
Inside Man.
That's incorrect.
Dang it. Okay.
So now he's at 1-4. Actually, that was 2 points. So he's at 1.
Oh, do I
43.
keep going?
Yep.
It's not back and forth. Let's do third build actor.
Simon Pegg.
Oh, May 17th, 2023 would have been Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
That is correct.
Let's go.
Wow.
That's
Good job.
I'm telling you, the dates, I'm not going to pick that one next time because that's actually a way bigger hint than it would be for the average film goer.
So
I'm a
15.
I'm a bit of a savant.
Bit of a
minus
nerd.
5. Okay. Good job. And now Noah.
All right.
I set the bar pretty high for that one. So
Unfortunately for me, I would also like to start with your last date watched.
March 31st, 2023.
I don't actually have an immediate guess, so I'm not going to. Can we do Letterboxd score? I assume it's your Letterboxd.
4 stars.
That's
You
like
gave it
my
4 stars.
most common rating.
Yeah.
That doesn't help me out. Okay, so that's what, minus 6 points. Okay, a 4-star movie that I watched in March of last year. I do not have anything that comes to
I
mind.
forget what that was.
Can we do third build actor? We'll choose the points next time, but right now I want to do well.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Taylor Johnson, 4-star. Bullet Train.
That is correct.
nice.
Good job. So
All right.
7.
Tangerine and Lemon. I think about them from time to time.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Really good
That's
movie duo.
15. And then minus
Would love
They
to
were
see
getting
them.
getting a spin. Or no, you talked about.
I would
wanting
love to
spin-off.
see them get their own spin-off if it's done well.
That
But
was
they
a
just had
really good script. I
they
felt
had
like
good banter. A lot better banter than our friends over in The Fall Guy had.
Yeah.
Good job. Good
Ryan
job.
Gosling and Winston Duke. Although they did have fun banter when they were just kept quoting movies. One would quote a movie and the other would guess the movie. That was kind of fun.
That's true.
Okay, Josiah, you're next.
You're next. Okay, let's see if let's start with some smaller point values. Man, but I'm not going to get anything out of some of these.
I couldn't tell you any cinematographer off the top of my head.
Yeah. I'm curious. Let's do my Letterboxd score.
4 stars.
Okay, well, fair enough. we're going to just not make any sort of guess. I'm curious. Noah and Riley's Letterboxd score.
Riley 4.5.
That
Noah,
also
4.
doesn't help.
I was hoping it would be a stark difference.
Yeah. It's a pretty average score for this table.
Let's do quote. That's kind of a fun one. You killed all. Oh, you want to read it?
You killed all those people and then the next person says, "But I found you. So many sacrifices to find you."
I don't think you killed all those people, but I found you. So many. Oh, Unbreakable.
That is correct. That is correct. Good job.
Oh, I'm like,
where did you pull that?
Right
where did you pull that quote from?
It's at the end of the movie where it's Samuel L. Jackson. Then
he's like, I'm Mr. Glass.
Big huge spoiler for Unbreakable.
Spoiler guy.
That's the huge twist, is that it finds out all these natural or these disastrous events were caused by Samuel L. Jackson.
Right.
I feel so good right now.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think I knew that.
You know I'm not good. I can't beat a high like that.
You could.
I'm a savant.
You said you're a date savant, not a quote savant. Okay.
The first game you got 121. He got 123. He got 123 again.
Yeah. Let's do something that. Let's do Letterboxd average.
Right here.
Yeah.
3.7 stars.
Sounds like a pretty generic movie. Let's do release year.
2012.
2012, 3.7. The Avengers.
That is incorrect.
Bummer. Okay. Let's do Riley and Josiah's Letterboxd score.
Riley 3.5.
Ooh,
Josiah,
there's not
4 stars.
There's not a lot of movies where your Josiah's
I give a higher
score is
rating
higher
than you.
But I unfortunately can't think of 2012. Man. I want the quote. I want to have my own moment.
I'm going to be over to kill you on Youth Tuesday. That's good. I'm not doing anything Tuesday.
I have.
Oh, yeah. I just know this because I accidentally saw Riley's screen earlier.
Oh, okay. I'm going to be over to kill you Tuesday. That's good. I'm not doing anything Tuesday.
It's funny because now that I see like how I rated it higher than you, I'm like,
yeah,
that actually could be a hint in hindsight for Noah.
What?
Just you'll be like, oh yeah, that would be a movie that Josiah would rate higher than Riley.
Man, let's do your last date watched.
November 6th, 2019.
It's so long ago.
November 6th. I'm going to be over to kill you Tuesday. Oh my gosh, dude, I can't think. Man, I don't. Let's go third build actor.
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson.
This was a good pick.
Is it? Would you say that it's a tricky pick?
Not necessarily.
Woody Harrelson.
It's not.
I feel like if you pick different things, it would have helped you out. Just depends on what you pick.
Yeah, I guess that's the game, isn't
you
it?
should pick the cinematographer.
I don't think that would help me at all.
Or writers.
Dave Jacobs.
I should pick writers. Writers. Man, I'm
Martin McDonough.
7 Psychopaths.
That is correct.
Nice. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I should have picked writers. I would have gotten that so much quicker.
No, it depends on what you pick. Good job. And the winner.
You wouldn't have known that quote otherwise, would you? If you hadn't seen it?
No, I wouldn't. I don't think I would have got it. I can see it now and be like, oh,
I try to make them both kind of obscene.
That was a good pick. That movie was not my radar.
That is movie reveal.
That was good. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like that. You're like, I put all this work into making all these answers, and you got it right on the second tile flip.
That is movie reveal. Thanks for playing.
Very good.
A lot of fun.
But trivia's not over yet.
Trivia's not over yet. I got.
Never is.
And congratulations, Josiah, on winning that.
Thank you.
See if we can keep that ball rolling with our trivia. Last week, we ended. So this is a new segment.
New round.
New season. First to 3, and the winner gets to pick the 2 losers' movies to watch. Josiah won last time with Master of Disguise.
Yep.
This is Spider-Man trivia.
All right.
Let's go.
You all are fans of Spider-Man?
It's true.
You guys ready?
Yep.
Okay. Question 1. You guys know how this works. You two famously love cereal. But what breakfast item was stolen in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse while breaking into Kingpin's research facility? Breaking out of research.
A bagel.
That is correct.
Wait, did you say what breakfast?
Yeah, what breakfast?
Oh, I heard you say what cereal.
Well, he said cereal originally.
Yeah. I was trying to think of like cereal. Thing.
Selecting a bagel.
Yeah, and then it just hits him on the head and it's bagel.
Question number 2. You know, I'm something of a scientist myself. Made a callback in Spider-Man No Way Home, but Norman Osborn said it first in what year?
2000.
That is incorrect.
2001.
That is incorrect.
What?
2002.
That Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man came out in 2002. Really?
I think so.
I
Let's
hope
just
so.
do a fact check on that. Man.
I'm something of a scientist myself.
Yeah,
No, I just want
Sounds right.
Spider-Man.
sitting here.
I think it's 2000. Yep, 2000.
Wait, dude.
2002, I mean. Sorry. 2002, right here.
We are on a roller coaster right now.
relative.
And I want to get off.
Okay. Tom Holland is the most, as the actor who has appeared the most as Spider-Man in 6 movies. But what actor has appeared in 6 appearances in Spider-Man movies? Has the most appearances in 6 appearances in Spider-Man movies? What actor?
Can you please read that question?
Read that again.
Sorry. Tom Holland has appeared in 6 movies as Spider-Man, but what actor has appeared the most with 6 appearances in Spider-Man movies?
I get what you're asking.
Wait, we're looking for an actor
Yep.
who's been in 6 Spider-Man movies.
Yep.
Wow.
That is that has a. Okay.
Me.
I thought okay.
Is it J.K. Simmons?
That is correct.
Oh crap! Dang.
That was I thought of him almost right away, but then I was like, wait, he's not in 6.
Yeah, he
Is he? Okay, so he's in the Raimi trilogy, Far From Home, No Way Home.
And he's in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. He's in the Lego
really
as the voice of J.K. Simmons of
It's
J. Jonah Jameson.
Wow,
awesome.
That's a great question because I was like, I knew what you were asking, but I was like,
Yep.
who could that possibly be?
All
Okay, well
right.
that's the game right there.
No,
we both got the second question wrong.
He's got 2. You
Okay,
You're not out
you
of
can
this
win this.
yet.
All right. Who said it? Sometimes to do what's right, we have to be steady and give up the thing we want the most, even our dreams.
Meep. Mary Jane.
That's incorrect.
Me, Aunt May.
That is correct.
Oh my gosh!
There we go. There we go.
Congratulations, Noah.
Which
In
movie
what
is that
movie?
from?
Spider-Man 2.
I thought-
He's moving out. She's
Dang.
moving out.
I was
of the
thinking
house.
that was
Ah, man, that was a clean sweep. Well,
I
not
was thinking
quite
that was
clean
Mary
sweep,
Jane
but
or Zendaya in No Way Home. Kind of talking about.
I thought it sounded like a Marissa Tomei thing, but anyway, well, let's do the last questions.
Okay, question number 5. Peter Bingsley, the star of the popular Christmas movie.
Far From Home.
That's correct.
Thank you.
This game is rigged.
Bonus question. Spider-Man movies have currently 8 Oscar nominations and 2 wins. For what 2 movies are the wins for?
Oh. Meep.
Yep.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yep, that's correct for one.
And-
What's the second one?
I would guess Spider-Man 3.
3? Incorrect.
I'm going to say Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse.
That's incorrect.
Spider-Man 2.
Yep, that's correct.
For what? Special effects?
Something, I forget what it was, but Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
It's funny that you get Spider-Man 3.
I was thinking like with the symbiote, that was kind of like more visually
okay.
innovative.
Well, that's Spider-Man trivia.
Put it right there.
Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Are you
serious?
dumb?
Dang.
I'm sitting at a table with the dumb guy.
Yeah. Well.
All right, so that's one.
No, we
win
got one.
for me. 2 more, and that's that.
And I'm gonna make Riley watch Master of Disguise again. Okay. Well, trivia for next week
Good trivia.
is movie trilogies.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
So like movies that
Back to
have
the Future.
more than a movie after count too, like like the original trilogy, prequel trilogy.
Toy Story has 3
Yeah,
movies,
but I
there's a
mean,
4th.
like if it's like Pirates of the Caribbean that has movies after, but I'm talking about the
Okay,
trilogy
gotcha.
or the prequel trilogy
Awesome.
or the original trilogy of Star
Yep.
Wars. So trilogies.
Wow.
Looking forward to it.
Let us know. So this was a rager of an episode.
That was a lot of fun.
It was good stuff. A lot of bad movies.
A lot of ups and downs.
Let us know what the worst movie you've ever seen is. If you've seen any of the movies we discussed, or if there's a horrible movie that we didn't get
Yeah.
to talk about today.
Follow
that
us on
you've seen.
Instagram. I asked questions on there. We asked our followers what the worst movies. Someone said Mamma Mia 2. Someone said Keanu.
Didn't somebody say La La Land?
They said La La Land.
And Riley
And
was like,
I have chest pain.
so I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that, but that's fair. And then someone said I forget the I
remember seeing Keanu when it came out in theaters.
I remember seeing that. I didn't. See
I
it in
don't
theaters.
remember us.
I remember seeing it and being like, "Wow, this really is not what I thought it would be."
Key and Peele have fallen off of
Key and
their.
Peele are better. In
But yeah,
short
follow
form
us on
comedy.
Instagram. Follow us on all platforms. Hit that like, subscribe. Tell us what you think.
Follow Noah on Instagram and watch him change his Instagram bio.
Yep.
Just like the way it looks.
But
We appreciate you.
yep. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for tuning in.
Catch you in the next one.
Peace.